Between Sessions handles a variety of mental health and sexual issues using adult language. Listen at your own risk. Well, hello and welcome to Between Sessions. I'm Shauna Wilder, a licensed professional counselor and certified holistic sex therapist. And I know what you're thinking. I still did not have the best sex in the world last night. As with me, as always, is producer Sid.
Hey, hey.
Hey, Sid.
Hey, hey.
What's happening?
Oh, not having your problems, that's for sure.
Not having my problems.
Yeah, I might have had the best sex this week.
Okay.
Maybe.
All
I'm
right.
I'm learning.
You got the Cheshire Cat grin going, so I'm going to trust that. Okay. So what do we got today?
Today, we have another theme
Oh, God.
that you have to figure out at the end.
You with these themes.
Stop giving me the same things that
fun.
happen every time.
It's fun. I act like I don't like it, but I like it.
Love it. Love
Okay.
it.
All right.
This one's going to be a little harder. You might not get it, and I'm really hoping I stump you on this one.
Okay.
But it's going to be fun.
Okay.
I got one live and 2 calls ready and waiting. So whenever you're ready,
All right. Well,
Give me
let's
the
start
green
with
light.
let's start with the live chat.
let's do it.
That's fun.
All right, shout out to the live crew. Everybody, how you doing?
Woo.
We're still here. We're still doing this thing. Okay, so Olive.
Oh,
Olive.
cute.
Hello, Olive.
Hello, Olive.
She has a question about her boyfriend.
Okay.
All right, let's see what this goes. All right. I have a great boyfriend. He's kind, thoughtful, supportive, and overall a wonderful partner. However, he has a bad habit of watching other women in public.
That sounds crazy.
She says she doesn't care if he does it when she's not there.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But she does care if it's in front of her.
Okay. Okay.
That's fair.
I'm with ya.
I could feel the disrespect in that. Okay, I got it.
Gotcha.
Got it.
Okay.
It makes me feel sick and embarrassing.
Mm.
Do you have any advice on how to deal with this behavior? Do all men do this or just ones I get involved with? Oh, so this is more than one time you've done
Oh,
this.
we got a history. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So my first question would be, how long have you guys been together? So like, how long is this problem?
They've been together for 3 months.
Okay.
That's pretty soon.
That's a good, we're off to a good,
Yeah.
it's soon, but
This is when you should be raising the attention.
yeah,
For sure.
And this is early enough on that you're noticing it. So, okay. So have you discussed this with him yet? Tried to tell him how this makes you feel, anything like that?
Yes, he doesn't think he's doing anything wrong.
Oh. We do not like that.
He put
Okay.
a firm stop on it, huh?
Okay. So even when you actually tell him how it makes you feel, he still says, this is fine?
He says he understands I have baggage from past relationships, but not, or that nothing is happening.
Okay.
What?
I don't... Past relationships. Okay. So...
Baggage?
So you said that you've had other boyfriends that have done the same thing. Right.
Yeah, Olive, how many boyfriends are we talking about here? Are we talking like 2, 3, 4? And why is this happening all the time to you?
Okay, let's not victim blame.
Why is it happening so much, period?
Okay. She's probably asking herself that question. Then that's probably also why she asked, well, are all men like that?
There you go.
So, and all the guys that you dated in the past, they were untrustworthy also?
Oh, yes. Almost all of them cheated on me, but they were also kind of jerks. He's wonderful, so I don't know why he does this.
Okay, I'm going to take a flyer here. Does he have a problem with pornography?
Ooh, that's a good question. Yes, it's something he struggles with. He struggles with in the past. He claims he doesn't look at it anymore.
So past since when? How long has he been off the porn?
She does not know. She did not ask a time frame.
Okay. Did he tell you why he quit porn?
Not yet. It's only been 3 months.
Okay. So I ask all of that because if you trust this guy other than this one thing, then maybe it's worth a more in-depth conversation about like, this is actually happening. It is actually affecting me. But if there are other things that make him not as trustworthy, like possibly the pornography thing, then you might want to think about this might not be the right relationship for you. And I bring up the pornography thing because, people who look at pornography often tend to kind of objectify people a little bit more. And if I if I was in a relationship and I wasn't supposed to be stepping outside of the relationship, I probably wouldn't want to keep looking at people outside the relationship. Like, that's kind of like being on a diet and then I'm just going to sit on Pinterest and look up cupcake recipes all day. Like, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go eat a fucking cupcake, right? So if there's somebody who's always kind of like randomly objectifying women, it's not too much of a jump in logic to think that that person might cheat on you. Now,
that's not to say all the time, though.
No, absolutely not.
But it happens enough that there is enough to raise a flag. And it seems like you've already had a previous experience in this. Yeah.
And here's another thing. I really don't like that he's kind of like weaponizing the past relationships against you right now.
Yeah, baggage is not a good word.
It sounds like he's trying to do it in this like sympathetic way, but it's still not great. It really just sounds like a kind of like hidden way to say like, you're just being insecure. I'm not doing anything. You're just being insecure.
But does he have any baggage? Like, are we addressing the fact that maybe we both have baggage that we're coming into this, or is it just your baggage about his behavior?
Well, 3 months in, that might not be anything that we've actually talked about. And if she's wanting to have an open, trusting, transparent relationship, she might have offered that up front.
It's true.
That's true.
It's true.
So here's the thing. You kind of have to have a talk with him about intent versus impact, because what he's telling you right now is he doesn't think that looking at other women should be a big deal. We kind of had this with a previous caller before,
I think so.
Right? Like, you're over exaggerating. It's nothing, whatever. Right. So here's the thing. You may think that it's no big deal, sir, boyfriend, but the impact on me is very bad. So you can say, I don't have bad intent. You shouldn't have these feelings, but I do have these feelings. So if I tell you that thing that you're doing is going to consistently make me feel this way, it is harmful. And so you don't get to substitute your intent for the impact that it has on me in the relationship. So she's got a difficult conversation ahead of her.
I think so.
But I will go back to again. If you do feel like there's a lot of good here in this relationship, then it seems like somebody who should want to listen to you and care about your feelings. So try to have the conversation again and try to explain that this is not necessarily coming from a baggage place. Because I will say this, there's tons of girls out there who have never been cheated on, who have never had boyfriends that look at other women, who also wouldn't like being with any man who looks at other women when they're with them. It's not about security or insecurity. It's about what I like and what makes me feel good with a partner.
Right. How much of this, I was going to ask, how much of this is actually coming from an insecure space? This doesn't seem like an insecurity. It seems like a boundary that you're trying to set.
I also think it comes from a place of like, here's how I want to feel with my partner. I want to feel like they want to look at me. They love my body. They love my beauty. They're not checking out all the other options.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They're not exploring everyone out there, and they have discernible taste for a very specific individual, which I understand that.
Exactly.
That's a way to look at it.
Yeah. Ooh, so good luck with that one, honey. Hang in there.
We're here for you.
Yeah.
Let us know. Give us an update.
Yeah.
Follow up email. We'll contact you. We'll reach out.
Thanks.
Good luck.
This is something that I hear a lot, though, from people in the dating phase, about men looking at other women, whether it's in social media or like when they're out in places. But this like straying gaze kind of vibe is like, it's really a big thing.
How long have they been single? Like, usually when I'm single, it's like 7 years, and it's really hard to kind of break a habit. 3 months is comparative to 7 years of being on your own. It's kind of hard to break that habit.
Sure.
A relationship is a big life change. It's a big commitment. It's like people who just buy puppies and just like, oh, it's okay. They're so cute. I'm like, it's 20 years, man. You're going to be taking care of this thing for 20 years. That's 20 years of vet bills. When you're talking about relationships, that's a long time.
But the problem with relationships, especially where they're at, is like you really only want to do the heavy lifting with things that feel affirming. So like for him, it feels affirming to be able to look at whoever and do whatever. And you don't often realize how that kind of like muddies up your boundaries, right? People in relationships will give you the things that they feel like giving. You know?
Yeah.
And so if he doesn't have a mindset like, this is something I should give up, I am with somebody now, like he probably has a mindset of, I shouldn't have to give this up. It's not doing anything. No
It's
harm,
no big
no foul.
deal. Who
Exactly.
cares?
I'm not fucking her.
I'm not touching her. What does it matter?
Exactly.
You can always look.
That's right. The funny thing about this is that he said that he told her, he thinks that she's insecure. And so very often I feel like that's a projection. Somebody is just like pushing it back on you, calling you insecure because they really don't have the guts to face up to what you're trying to talk to them about.
Right, because they're insecure to talk about what they're actually talking about.
And a lot of times that checking out other women thing can be insecure because women are seen as a sign of status for men. So you're constantly wondering, like, how am I being judged by my status? And how are other men coupling with other women, or what's out there? And should I raise my status? All right. Quick shout out to Ritual Hair Co. in Dallas for keeping us camera ready and feeling human. Look, self-care isn't just a pretty face mask or bubble bath. Sometimes it's letting a professional make you look like the best version of yourself, the one that has their life together. The team there gets that, and they've been taking care of us behind the scenes this whole time. If you're in the Dallas area, mention between sessions when you book, and they'll hook you up. Details in the description.
All right, so now we've got Maya on the line, and she's got a very special question for you. She's in a very big predicament, and she needs your advice on it.
Hi, Maya. How can I help?
Hey, I'm 17 weeks pregnant, and I don't want to be touched. My husband and I have been married for like 5 years, and recently we got pregnant after trying for a little while, and our sex life has always been a little bit spotty. So now that I'm pregnant and I don't want to be touched, my husband is very frustrated, like very. And I've tried to tell him that I don't even like rubbing lotion on my skin now, and he can understand that, but he still can't help but feel hurt. So is there anything that I can do to get over this?
Oh,
that's a tough one.
That's tough. Okay, so first of all, congratulations, and also I'm kind of sorry because pregnancy is a whole roller coaster. So,
yeah, thanks.
You said that your sex life before pregnancy has always kind of been a little bit spotty. Tell me what you mean about that.
Yeah, it's just been hard because I don't like to initiate sex. I just don't ever, I'm like never in the mood.
Mm-hmm.
And so he gets pretty frustrated with me about that. And it's heightened since I've gotten pregnant. So it's kind of worse now.
Okay. But when you guys would have sex, even before pregnancy, like, was it good? Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, I did when we got there. But I feel like now with me being pregnant, it's really just the touching thing.
Okay. I understand that. We'll get to that in a second. So women, when they're pregnant, they kind of go one of two different ways. Either they just don't want to have sex at all, or they do actually oddly feel a little bit more horny when they're pregnant. So touching thing aside, do you feel like you have desire for sex now?
I mean, I definitely do have desire for sex.
Okay.
I just feel like when it comes to like touching, I don't know why. Just like it feels weird to be touched when I don't want to be.
Okay. So, gotcha. Here's the thing. That totally makes sense. You have a lot of weird things happening in your body right now. You're growing a whole human in there. You can feel it moving. You've got like twice the blood volume. Nothing's where it used to be. Everything functions a little bit slightly off. So a lot of that can really make you kind of like hypersensitive. Also, pregnant women, a lot of times, all of their senses are heightened a little bit. Sense of smell, hearing, touch, and pregnancy can actually change your skin quite a bit. You can be drier, itchier, you're stretching in places. Like, I understand. I get that. It sounds like, though, he's having trouble understanding that. And so maybe this is kind of like hitting his ego a little bit, it sounds like.
Yeah, I can see that. I for sure can.
Okay. All right, great. So here's what I would suggest. Wait, quickly. You've tried to actually like explain this to him before? You've tried to talk to him about this before?
I mean, a little bit, but not too much, because I don't really want him to feel like I don't want sex at all.
Okay.
But I feel like I kind of keep the guilt to myself about him touching me, because I know he's not inherently doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
It's just I just am not really feeling it, you know?
I do. Okay.
That's not helping you, though.
No, it's not. It's not. Okay. So here's what I would suggest. So first of all, I'd start off with saying, hey, the good news is I do actually want sex. so that old initiation problem, that's not really the problem, but the type of sex I want to have is very different lately, right? And so what I would suggest is, especially with like foreplay and all that kind of stuff, focus on you touching him. So him receiving more touch, you touching his body, playing with his penis, things like that. And maybe just him touching you just on your genitals. So like no breasts, don't touch my stomach. I don't need a back rub, but everything in the vulva area is friendly, right? So I would say kind of like keep it as localized as possible. And take advantage of this time with your different body to find some different sexual positions to where you won't be having as much skin-to-skin contact. Like from behind might be good, or something like reverse cowgirl where you're just sitting on him and he's not like wrapping his arms around you or crushing you with his body or trying to grab your boobs if they're in his face or anything like that. So kind of keeping it to where, for the most part, hands are off. And if he does have any kind of like feelings about that, which, that can be normal too, because you're basically saying like, I've got sex to offer, but it's kind of got to be this one way. Empathize with that. I would say like, it's understandable that this is weird for you. It's weird for me too. I have a completely different body right now. We're just going to have to try to make the best of it. So let's take advantage of the advantages that we do have and look forward to maybe having a different vibe once the little bun in the oven is fully cooked, right? Because after that, also, you'll have a different body again. You might not have the same one, but you might enjoy more touching, more stimulation once pregnancy is over and some of the hormones have changed.
Yeah, the hormonal change alone, I mean, every few weeks.
Yeah.
And you're reinventing yourself every few weeks. It's like shedding skin.
So long story short, this isn't forever. This is for a little while, and let's try and be optimistic and work together to still keep the boat moving forward here and not to get too bogged down in the details.
Yeah, this is just the journey.
Yeah.
You're experiencing it. Just make sure you're not doing anything to hinder yourself from wanting the experience. And he should want to support you in whatever that experience is.
Oh.
Yeah. Wait, that's so good, actually. That was super helpful, because I didn't realize that even though like my baby's growing, because I have that app where it's like, oh, your baby's the size of a avocado and an apple and all this stuff, that my body is different now too.
Yeah.
Right.
So like seeing it from the perspective that you gave, like I feel like that really helped me just to know that this is not unusual and that it's different. So thank you. I definitely need to be more honest with him.
Yeah.
But
Maya.
I'm looking forward to
Maya,
that
you are not
conversation.
alone.
Yeah.
Everyone goes through it. Everybody has a different experience. You are not alone.
Yeah. But again, heavy on the good parts, right? I mean, like the upside is like, I do want you and there's nothing wrong with you. And, if I had a different body, I'd love what you're doing, right? So heavy on the emphasis of like, here's where the positives are. Like everything's a little bit weird, but there's some positive there too. Okay? You'll be all right.
Thanks, Maya.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Shauna.
Thank you
Thank
too,
you.
sweetie. Bye-bye. Oh, that
That's
was
too sweet.
so cute.
It's too sweet.
Bless these little moms.
Watch out. She might still be on the phone, hearing how cute we think she is.
That does keep happening to us.
Every time.
But, that whole touch aversion thing, like that's and she mentioned the baby apps. Like there's a lot in the books and in the apps that they don't tell you is possible to happen when you're pregnant.
Like what?
Like the skin thing. I didn't read that in a book. I had to hear it from other moms anecdotally.
I know the hair thing. I don't know all the skin thing. I mean, your hair can physically change. Like it will. Yeah. You could have straight hair and it will just turn curly for the rest of your existence on this planet.
It's always hard when there's a circumstance where your husband feels rejected. But again, with that story, like maybe you just have to look for where he is actually accepted and what I can accept.
This is an extreme situation also.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
and it's also very like time bound. I do see though, I will say this. Another thing that happens with young moms when they're in like the baby toddler phase, especially toddler phase when they're active.
And they're running around.
They can get very touched out.
Oh, of course.
And so they want to just be isolated for a little while. Yeah.
Just grabby hands everywhere. Oof.
Yeah. So not so much.
Yeah.
But anyways, pregnancy problems, sex during pregnancy problems, there's so many different varieties with it. And like I said, it can often go, well, either I absolutely don't want to have it or I want to have more of it. And both of those things can be confusing to partners.
Both, yeah.
Yeah.
The increase can also be alarming.
The increase can be alarming for sure. If this podcast helps, but you want guidance you can use tonight, join our sex therapy community on School. You'll get bite-sized lessons, conversation scripts, and weekly live Q&As where we'll work through real situations together. You don't have to do this alone. There's a whole community of people figuring out with you. Link in the notes to our community. All right, Sid, who's next?
All right, we got Christy on the line, and her husband is not interested in sex. Let's see how you cure this one.
Hi, Christy. How can I help?
Hi. I really hope you can help. So my husband and I have been married for 3 years. We dated long distance before we got married, and we had sex all the time. Like, sex was not a problem when we were dating. And now we're married, and he has no interest in having sex with me. I've definitely tried to initiate, right? Like touching him, asking for it, putting on lingerie, and all the things. And his response is he's either too tired or he likes to make fun of me when I initiate.
Yikes.
It's fun. So I know he watches porn. So like I know his equipment works. And I wouldn't really have a problem with him watching porn if we were having sex, but I feel like now maybe he has an addiction to porn, and that's why he doesn't want to have like sex with me.
Ooh.
Like porn is good, but me is not. So I don't really know what else to do, and every time I get rejected, it's really messing with my self-esteem.
Okay, gotcha. So how long have we been in this rejection phase?
About a year.
Okay, that's a long time.
How long were you long distance?
2
years.
Yeah.
And you've been on a dry spell for a year?
And they've been married 3, so the last year of that marriage has been this.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And how old are you both?
I'm 33 and he's 34.
Okay, still pretty young.
Yeah, still very young.
Okay. So, all right. So you said, I know that his junk works. Has he ever had a time where he's lost an erection during sex?
Yeah, but like maybe like once, and it didn't seem like it was a big deal.
Okay. All right. So about the porn, do you know anything about like how often he watches it, what he watches, anything like that?
I don't think it's a lot, probably once a week-ish, and I don't know what he's watching.
Okay. All right. So without knowing what exactly he's watching, that feels like that kind of rules out a porn addiction.
Yeah,
per se.
once a week doesn't seem like that much.
Yeah,
at
once
all.
a week's not that excessive, but
if it's getting in the way of the relationship, that's the exception.
Okay. All right. So let's see what else. Okay. So has anything changed like in y'all's lives? Has had a baby, in-laws moved in, he's lost his job, anything like that?
Nope. Everything's kind of the same.
Okay. So has his mood, has his attitude around the home changed at all?
Normal stuff, no. But if I want to bring up sex and like talk about this, he gets really irritated.
Oh, that's very weird.
Okay. All right. So he's defensive about it for some reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he acknowledges it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, by deduction.
By being
because
defensive.
So yeah. Okay. Okay. So, all right. Here's the thing. So doesn't sound like it's necessarily a porn addiction. The one very real option could be that there's something just extremely, not mainstream, let's say, about the porn that he is watching. That kind of has like sucked him in some sort of way, might make him feel guilty then about being with you, or might make like regular vanilla sex not seem that fun. That could be a thing. But I would say that's probably like a remote chance, since it's just like once a week.
Yeah, that seems like
So
something you would have to involve more.
Yeah, probably. The funny thing about sex and porn, like there's a lot of guys who will say like they'll use pornography and that's one thing, or just like, jacking off is one thing, but then like being with their partner is like a whole different experience.
Right.
And I've sometimes had to explain to clients, to their like female partners, like to men, a lot of times it is the difference between grapes and grape soda. Like they don't bear much of a resemblance to each other at all.
Right.
But with the same example, grapes and grape soda are still calories in, calories out.
True.
So if you have a pool of sexuality and it's being diverted off into pornography, masturbation, and not to the primary partner,
right,
it's just still not there.
If it's not helping, it's hurting.
Right, exactly. Right. So, okay. So the pornography thing, like that may be a little bit more distant, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that what I think it might be is possibly, I don't want to say it's erectile dysfunction, but I think he has a fear of erectile dysfunction.
Really?
Because here's the thing. Even if it only happens a handful of times, or maybe just once or twice, he could get all up in his head about it and then be afraid of even attempting anything. And then it kind of just creates that kind of landslide.
Yeah, the stress is just an echo chamber.
Yeah. And a lot of times men who have erectile dysfunction with a partner, if it is like psychologically based, not like physically based,
right,
they can masturbate just fine. But being with a partner,
intimate aspects of it
exactly will be intimidating, and they'll kind of like lose their erection. It also might be the case that you kind of like pursuing it more is compounding the pressure for him. And there's this like fear chasing thing that he's trying to veer away from. The big thing about this is that it's not something that you're going to be able to figure out just on one phone call. It's also not going to be something that you're going to be able to figure out on your own. And again, just like take back to him. Okay. So this really does need to be something that both of you probably, if he's agreeing to it, which might be difficult, do need to talk to a therapist about. Because maybe a third party might make it a little bit less pressured for him.
Objective bystander would be helpful in this situation.
Yeah, exactly.
I could see that.
Yeah.
So he's not allergic to me.
No. No. I'll tell you, just by experience, like exceedingly rarely do I find a husband that for some reason just has stopped finding his wife attractive. The vast majority of couples that I see, even when we're going into like 15, 20 years of a relationship, the husband will very candidly say to me, like, sure, she's put on some more weight. So have I. I don't care. I think she's hotter than ever. Like, even putting on weight or your body changing or something like that, like, very typically does not actually turn off a man who actually loves you.
Yeah, I would argue to say the intimacy makes it offsets any physical changes that you would have.
A lot of, well, and then in the rarer cases when a guy does say that her physical appearance turns him off, there's something else psychologically going on there. Again, like about this idea of like, how I'm being measured by my partner or something like that. Or like, if I tell my partner to lose weight, do they jump to do it? You know, like it's a different vibe.
How am I going to look if I tell my partner to lose weight?
Exactly. Than just the face value attraction of it. Like those guys have a little something extra in the dysfunction category there. So anyway, so probably statistically, it's not that he just finds you distasteful for some reason. And I can't imagine. You said you haven't had a new baby, you haven't had like people move in, so I can't imagine what happened to you in 5 years of a relationship that suddenly makes you butt ass ugly. Like I don't.
Oh no, I look great.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I don't think that's it. I don't think. So it's got to be something, you know, going on with him. Again, my guess would be, unless we find out that he's just into something
very weird,
pretty subversive porn wise, I'm going to say it's probably more along the lines of like a performance anxiety type of thing.
Wow.
So
not a thought of that.
Yeah.
Which is lucky because the performance anxiety is easy to talk through. That's the easiest one to talk through.
But I will say this, just to get you guys started, I'm going to go ahead and give you like a free membership to my sex therapy school community. So you two could maybe like go through that in a neutral way at home, you know, and then that way, you know, if you get a little out of that, that might springboard you on to a therapist. Like, who knows? Okay.
Great. Because I have no idea how to talk about this. Thanks.
Exactly.
That's the hardest part. It's just the opening statements.
Yeah, I get that. I do. Okay.
Well, thanks. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, sweetie. Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Hey.
Oh, man. That's rough, dude. That dead bedroom.
It's amazing how hard people internalize it.
I know.
It's just like it's immediately me. And it's like there's so many things outside of that bedroom that are affecting everything that's going on.
But you know, that performance anxiety, that erectile dysfunction anxiety, that is a real thing. You will psych yourself out with that 9 times out of 10.
And that can happen early. Age is not the point of that.
Very, very early. Very early.
If you really, I mean, the porn addiction is a real thing. Like porn addiction is absolutely a real thing, and it's should be easily addressed, and will keep people like you in business for the next 10 years.
Yep. But that eternal question of when my husband isn't interested in sex, like there's really only a checklist of like 4 or 5 things.
Reasons.
That we can, pretty quickly go down. Let's talk supplements for a second. I get asked about this constantly, and there's really only one company that I trust, Private Room Supplements. Bliss is my favorite go-to for women. It's a well-researched, science-backed supplement formula designed to support women's sexual health, libido, and satisfaction. This superior ingredient cocktail enhances blood flow, balances hormones, reduces stress, and improves overall sexual functioning. There's just nothing out there on the market that even compares to it. Use code BLISS at the link below for 15% off. The mystery theme, because I think you got me this time.
You got nothing?
I don't.
You're not even gonna give me a guess on this one.
I mean, no, they're all women. That can't be it.
Nope, that's not it.
What was it?
Definitely not it.
What'd I miss?
Rejection.
Oh, fuck.
Every one of them was about rejection.
You're right. Oh,
and that's
man.
a big deal.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. But it's so common. It's like, when are you?
Yeah.
It's low-hanging fruit. It was too low-hanging fruit.
It's that flip side of the vulnerability too. You know?
Yeah,
we talk
for
about
sure.
that all the time.
Just seeing it from the other perspective.
All right. Okay. So big thanks to all of our guests today. If you have any questions or stories you'd like to share on the show, please email us at hello@betweensessionspodcast.com. Please give us a subscribe, a like, a follow on all of our platforms. Check out the website to get on the mailing list to stay updated with any local special events. And big thanks, as always, to our sponsors, Ritual Hair Co. in Dallas. Go look them up. And Private Room Supplements for all of your sexual wellness needs. I'll see you next session. All right, now get out.